right, good afternoon, everyone. Today we're going to be working on scrapbooking pictures from a day trip to the President Benjamin Harrison home in Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm going to do a little bit more of the process than I normally do, just so you can see how we put it all together. But I did want to show you how I've chosen the colors here. You can see this background paper, very detailed paper. It's kind of got an old style print, and I felt like this matched the colors that are in my photograph. So you can see there's this brown from the brick. We've got this color green that comes throughout the house, and so that's how I've chosen the background paper. Then I chose this light brown paper because it also has some of the colors of the background paper in it, and so nothing has been put down, and I'm gonna work through that process of how I put this together. I have a Fiskars circle cutter, and really like that. Makes it easy for cutting projects like we're going to do today. So instead of placing the photographs in the middle of this, what's going to be the border page, I always do it on the corner. And again, I'm not going to leave a whole bunch of border because I want us to be able to enjoy as much of that colorful background paper as possible. You'll see in my pictures here that I have quite a few photographs of historical signs or plaques. And again, I like to do that because I don't really like to journal. I do not like my handwriting, and this is a way of building into the page the story of where we are and what the place is, so that I don't have to do the writing myself. Again, I've chosen a square format here. It's going to create a little bit of a square in the middle of the layout, and that piece should fit right in there if I've done this right. This piece here I cut from a business card from the site. I just thought it was kind of a cool piece that has the presidential seal on it, and we'll get all these photos placed, and then we'll work on placing that middle piece. So this is a picture of the outside of the house. You can see right here there's a plaque right here, and I've taken a closer picture of that right here. So I'm going to make sure that this does fit in the middle, and it does. So we'll get some double-sided tape on there, and then fit that in right there. There we go. Okay, so now you can see I've got very thin border here, thick here, and I'm going to use this cutting machine just to trim this down. So eyeball it to try and get it similar to the other side, and I will keep this piece. This will probably end up being a border piece on another piece of another scrapbook spread, and I'll also save this piece here. This works for title blocks sometimes, but now it's not long enough to be a border piece. So this will go on there. I'm not going to place that yet because I like to have both pages done before I do that. This piece here is my ticket to the museum. It's kind of strange, but you can see on the back they stamped it. I'd love to use that side, but I have the same image on that other page already. What's important to me about this piece is that I've got the date right here. So this is going to help me remember the date of the experience. So I'm going to put this first picture down, and then we'll have to make some decisions about what we're going to do with that particular piece. Remember, I always use an old photograph that I've cut, and I use that to press down the photos so that you don't get the fingerprints on. So here's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try and see if I put this like that, what's going to happen. Yeah, that gives me the date. So I think that I'm going to put that right there to remember where that piece goes, and right here And I'm just going to set this whole piece on there. Get a little sticky on it. I'm using the top of that to help me with the placement. Going very close so that it'll all fit together. And I'm going to use this because this is heat sensitive paper and I don't want to mark it up. So now that piece should go there really nicely. Perfect. Make sure this one goes. Yep, and it still leaves the date there. So it will be a little weird that you can see other parts of this, but I'm going to leave it that way just because I don't want to cut that receipt. This and this are both postcards that I bought at the museum. Oops, I'm having a little bit of trouble with, there we go. Not sure why that's happening. I'm going to have to check that out here in a bit. Pictures of the inside of the house. I'll make sure I can see that. There we go. And I'll do this final one. This is not operating the way it normally does, so I'm going to have to open this up here in a little bit and see what's going on that's wrong. But I want to finish this project first. So there he is, President Benjamin. Oh, and now I'm noticing he's sticking out a little bit overhead, so I'm going to slide him under there so that it'll be nice and square. Looks like he's a little bigger than the other photographs, and I didn't realize that, but that's all right. Same thing. Bring over our circle cutter, and I'm just going to give this a little bit more border. Again, we'll save that piece. And we'll get this out of the way. All right. So now I'll bring these two back together and we'll decide what the best placement is. Now sometimes I bring these in here close and I've got borders on them, but because this paper is so incredibly cool, I want to highlight as much of it as possible. So I'm going to center the pieces just like that, and then take these big pieces and we're going to do the same thing here. Get some tape on them. And make sure that I get it centered. Oops, I tore that a little bit. Okay. Get that in the center. And there we go. There's the two spreads together. Thanks for being with me tonight. Keep on scrapbooking. Take care.